So what's going on guys, kids here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today I will show you the best monk build and leveling guide in Diablo Immortal. So at the start I will explain how to play this class. Then we will look into the best skills and attributes that you want to use until you reach level 60. Then later we will go over the leveling guide and which gems you want to use on your gear. And then lastly I will show you the best gameplay, so you would know how to get out of your abilities, the highest damage possible and much more. So if this sounds interesting to you, then let's get right into it. So the monk is a master of martial arts. He's a fast-paced fighter class that in PvE can deal quick hits and does pretty nice DPS. With the power of gods in his fist, the monk performs attacks together to destroy his enemies, resulting in a fast and agile melee fighting style. He can engage and escape from combat at light speed. Then he can group up enemies and blow them up with a bunch of AoE skills and much more. So the combat for monk is action-packed, and you will be able to use different skills together to create a bunch of devastating combos and much more. So then let's move over to the best skills, and I will give you 3 different builds for when you reach level 8, level 15 and level 24. So the best starter build at level 8 is to have Fist of Thunder, Flying Kick, Cyclone Strike, Wave Strike and 7-sided Strike. The first ability, called Fist of Thunder, teleports you to a nearby enemy and your character will unleash a rapid succession of punches that deal bunch of damage. You can teleport again after every third hit. Then plus you get an ultimate ability which is called Lightning Flux. So when your ultimate bar is at full, you can activate the skill. And for the next 12 seconds your Fist of Thunder skill will be upgraded. So now when you teleport to an enemy, each one of your hits will generate a thunderstorm. Thunderstorms deal damage and knocks enemies away. You will also gain a shield which absorbs damage equal to 20% of your maximum HP for the next 3 seconds. Overall, this is the best and most efficient single target skill that is useful to quickly move between packs of enemies and deal bunch of damage. Then the second ability is called Flying Kick, and this skill will kick forwards all enemies, dealing damage to targets in your path and knocking them away. Flying Kick can also rebound off walls, dealing additional damage to nearby enemies of maximum 3 charges. Overall, this is a decent skill that very soon we will be replacing this one with a better option. Then for the third ability we have the Cyclone Strike that generates a vortex of wind which pulls in all enemies and deal bunch of damage. Charging longer, this ability will increase its range and damage. Overall, this is a great utility skill for both solo and group play, especially when combined with other AoE skills such as Exploding Palm, which we'll be using for our next build. So then for the fourth ability we have the Wave Strike, and the skill will unleash wave of energy that can pull in all enemies and deal bunch of damage. If you charge the skill for longer, then you can increase its range and damage. And then lastly, when it's fully charged, the waves will also knock the enemies away. So overall this is a great ability, but it just takes way too much time to charge up, so very soon we will be replacing this one with a better option. And then lastly, the fifth ability is called 7-sided Strike, and this skill will dash rapidly between nearby enemies, striking 7 times and of course dealing damage each time. Overall this is amazing skill because it has great mix of single target and AoE damage. Additionally, you will become immune during its animation, so you can use it to dodge dangerous attacks and much more. So then moving over to the next milestone, which is level 15. And at this level we still want to use the same build, but just this time we switch out the Flying Kick with the Mystic Strike. So the Mystic Strike skill dashes forwards and leaves a spirit behind that will return to you, pulling all enemies in its path and dealing damage. It can be used of maximum of 3 charges. Overall this is the monk's #1 mobility skill and should be included pretty much in every single setup. It's amazing to speed up farming for easy content or to help in dodging incoming attacks from dangerous monsters and much more. And then lastly, when we get to level 24, we want to switch out the Wave Strike for Exploding Palm. So Exploding Palm attacks enemies in a direction, damaging and inflicting bleeding on them for 5 seconds. Enemies that die while bleeding will explode, damaging nearby enemies for maximum of 2 charges. This is the monk's best AoE ability, and it's excellent at decimating big groups of weak enemies. The best damage combo is to first of all use the Cyclone Strike, then Exploding Palm, and then finish it off with a 7-sided Strike, and this will do massive amounts of damage. So then let's go over to the best monk attributes. And in general, while you're leveling and playing the game, you will find equipment. My recommendation is to never leave a single item on the floor, so pick up everything, and the things that you don't need, just salvage for more materials. So at the start you will encounter white, blue, yellow and orange items. As you can tell, white items are the worst quality and orange aka the legendary items are the best. So as you level, you want to go from white to blue to yellow and then lastly to full legendary. The way you build up attributes and stats for your class is by equipping gear with the specific attributes that you want to have. In general, there are 5 primary attributes in the game, and all of them provide one offensive and defensive rating for each point you have. So any attribute that you get will always make you stronger, but these attributes are not equally calculated for each class. So Barbarian will get more damage out of Strength, while Wizard will get more out of Intelligence and much more. So the main attribute that you want to get for Monk is Strength, and then secondary is Fortitude. The way you do this is by using equipment that either way has Strength or Fortitude. And for your weapon, you first of all want to prioritize how much damage it does, and then secondary the attribute. And then lastly, another great way to become more powerful is by upgrading your equipment. So what you want to do is go to the blacksmith and spend all of your salvaged materials. Don't worry about wasting materials on upgrading bad equipment, because you can transfer upgrades for free. Even if you end up salvaging upgraded equipment, you will receive 100% of the invested resources as a refund. So every time that you are in a town, remember to come back to the blacksmith and upgrade all of your yellow and orange equipment to at least rank 6. So then moving over to the gems, and you can find the normal and legendary gems to further increase the power of your character. So during the monk's leveling process, simply equip normal gems, prioritizing pink gem aka the tourmaline, that gives you more damage. Then second of all, get the blue gem aka the sapphire for more armor penetration, and then lastly get the yellow gem aka the topaz, that will give you all resistance increase. And then lastly, for the second category, we have the legendary gems, which I would recommend to only use for the best gear that you have. So a good starter legendary gem is the Everlasting Torment, that deals incredible damage after a critical hit. For a simple 1-star gem, this is very powerful. Then the second option is the Berserker's Eye. This gem will give you an instant DPS boost, with a cost of taking a little bit more damage from the enemies. So if you feel like you can survive taking more damage, but then in return do more damage, then this is a good gem as well. And then lastly, the third option is the Fairman Fang. This is one of the best single target damage gems in the game. As enemies get stronger and take longer time to eliminate, this gem becomes even more powerful. So then let's move over to the leveling guide, and in Diablo Immortal, leveling up is a journey that you can approach with your own playstyle. The primary way that you level is by going through the main storyline and completing each and every zone's quest. Once you reach a new area, you may encounter a message that says you must reach X level before continuing. So then there are 2 ways that you can level. The best way to level up, not counting the main quest and storyline, is to advance your battle pass. 2 ways that you can do that is by running dungeons efficiently, without stopping and only salvaging items when your bag is at full. Or then the second best way is if you don't feel like spending your entire time in a dungeon, then you can complete every task and hidden layer that you see while doing main quest. And these hidden layers are random caves that you can enter and complete for easy extra rewards and experience. So then let's go over a few tips and tricks that you need to keep in mind while leveling. Early on in the battle pass, you can choose one legendary for your class. I recommend taking the Eye of the Storm, because it makes one of your most important skills even more powerful. Then remember to find better equipment for your character. Your bag flashes when you pick up better items, so keep an eye for that while leveling. Then as well, keep upgrading your equipment at the blacksmith. I recommend to turn on auto pickup for all items in the settings, and once in a while return to the town to salvage. Then don't forget that your best skill combo is to use Cyclone Strike, Exploding Palm, and then finish it off with a 7-sided strike, and this will do massive amounts of damage. And then lastly, you want to unlock Reliquary at level 41. The Reliquary is a unique addition to Diablo Immortal. It's a great source of offensive and defensive rating increase that becomes even more powerful after level 60. So at around level 41, you should be able to unlock it by completing the Bilefen, then follow your quest to the West March, and there you can unlock the Reliquary. And you want to do this so you can start receiving the Scoria resource from your daily bounties as soon as possible. So then let's move over to the last feature, which is the Paragon system. So you start gaining Paragon levels after hitting level 60. Each level will grant you 1 Paragon point that you can allocate into any open category. In total there are 5 categories, and each one gives you more defense, XP bonuses, and much more. So then for your monk, right after you reach max level and start gaining Paragon levels, you will want to invest your points into the Vanquisher category, and spend your first 5 points into the damage node, then spend your 6 point into the zeal node, and then from here I will make a specific video on what you want to do for your endgame monk build. So now let's go over a few tips and tricks that will help you out as a monk. The monk is a fast and agile melee class with lots of utility and defense skills. for both yourself and the party. Then don't forget that your best kill combo to kill groups of enemies very quickly is to use first of all Cyclone Strike, then Exploding Palm, and then finish it off with the 7-sided strike, and this will do massive amounts of damage. Then most importantly, don't forget to turn on auto pickup in general settings, so you would be able to pick up everything from the ground, and then once in a while you can come back to the town to salvage. Then as well, like I mentioned, keep upgrading your gear as often as possible, because this will help you out in clearing faster dungeons. And then lastly and most importantly, when you reach level 60, don't forget to come back to my channel to find the best endgame monk build, and that's about it. So with that said, I really do appreciate everyone for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other good Diablo Immortal classes that you would like to see in the next video, then feel free to leave your comments in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, please click like, subscribe, and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and you wouldn't miss any more amazing content from me. With all this said, you have a nice day, and I will see you in my next video, so take it easy, peace.